What up guys, welcome back to another reaction video. Today's video is going to be top 7 badass planes in the US military. Guys, in the last video I watched the video about the A-10 Warthog, a real badass plane, and I think it should be part of this list. I mean, if it has to be part of this list. So I'm really looking forward to seeing, the where all these billions and trillions that the US military go into. And guys, that goal is still on. I know it doesn't look like it's going to happen, but I still hope to reach 500 subscribers by the end of the month. Like, as you can see, I'm smiling because in my head, some part of my head is telling me, dude, give up on it. But I'm going to keep drumming it until the end of the month. Then when the month finishes and it doesn't happen, then I'll know it didn't happen. If you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Goddy, and I welcome you to the fold, and I hope for you to join me on this journey as I go on the world exploration. Now let's get into the video.
The top 7 badass planes of the U.S. military. There is little in the world that can match the simultaneous awesomeness and mystery of a badass plane. These are the paragon of modern innovation, yet largely pass invisibly above us. They decide battles and wars, yet only a few lucky soldiers get to see them. Blah, blah, blah. Words. Let's look at some incredible machinery. Seven.
F-35
Lockheed
fighter.
Martin F-35 Lightning II. Love it or hate it, and there are plenty on both sides, the F-35 is the biggest and most important military aircraft program in the world today. First conceived in the Joint Strike Fighter program in 1992, the F-35 entered service in 2015, though serious technical problems remain, including issues with the stealth coating and night vision cameras. The F-35 is a multi-role aircraft to replace the aging fleets of F-16s, F/A-18s, A-10s, and AV-8Bs. Unlike them, it has the advantage of stealth and advanced sensors. An impressive helmet-mounted display.
When they say stealth, it means like it cannot be seen, right? Like it could fly over you without you seeing it. Like, is that what stealth is? Like stealth. The word stealth means like being like what is that in English? Being a bit, hidden, kind of. I think. I don't know. Guys, tell me in the comment below, what does stealth means? When they say an aircraft has a stealth kind of characteristic, what does that mean?
Not only replaces the traditional heads-up display projected on the canopy to show speed, fuel, and other data, but provides infrared imagery at all angles so the pilot can see through the aircraft. The F-35 can act as a mobile sensor package, spotting targets and handing off data to less capable aircraft around it, boosting their effectiveness. The F-35 successfully conducted its first airstrikes in Iraq. Bombing ISIS tunnels is not a true test of modern aircraft, though, and whether the world's first $1 trillion program pays off remains to be seen.
Wait. $1 trillion program. Does that mean that, okay, it can't be only one plane, right? Maybe a fleet of this kind of planes. Can't be only one. That would be crazy.
6.
F-22 Raptor.
F-22 Raptor.
I can remember this one. This one was shown in the video I watched, 5 reasons why I shouldn't mess with the United States. So they mentioned this aircraft. I can remember it. They mentioned this aircraft, F-22 Raptor, yeah.
The first 5th generation fighter aircraft, the F-22 is a stealthy air superiority aircraft able to cruise at supersonic speeds with a fearsome load of advanced weapons. To many, it is still the greatest air-to-air combat vehicle ever devised. The F-22 was the product of the Advanced Tactical Fighter program to replace the F-15 in the 1980s and eventually entered service in 2005. It was built with 2 key capabilities in mind. One was supercruise, being able to travel at high speeds for extended periods, not just in short bursts like the F-15. The other was stealth. The F-22 is all but
Okay,
invisible
I
to
got it
radar,
right.
so it can spot and engage enemy aircraft long before they ever
Yeah,
realize it's
okay.
there. Rising production costs meant that numbers of F-22 were strictly limited, and plans to acquire 750 F-22s were soon scaled back, and only 187 operational aircraft were built. While there are some concerns over having such a small elite fighter force, nobody doubts the F-22's capability. Five, Boeing B-52 Stratofortress. 64 years after it entered service, the venerable B-52 is the most numerous aircraft in the U.S. Air Force bomber fleet, having outlasted aircraft meant to replace it.
This
Often
one
called
looks
the
big.
buff, big, ugly,
Okay.
fat fellow,
Okay.
is the polite version. The B-52
Wait. What did he say? Big ugly fat fellow, right?
5, Boeing B-52
I think that's what I heard.
Stratofortress. 64 years after it entered service, the venerable B-52 is the most numerous aircraft in the U.S. Air Force bomber fleet, having outlasted aircraft meant to replace it. Often called the buff,
Okay,
big,
I got it
ugly,
right.
fat fellow, is the polite version.
That is fun.
The B-52 was designed in the depths of the Cold War as a nuclear bomber. It had the range to carry atomic warheads deep into the heartland of the USSR. Originally intended for high-altitude flight, it was modified for low-level operations when flying under the radar became essential. Another shift produced the Big Belly B-52 for conventional bombing, carrying 84 500-pound bombs internally and 24 750-pound bombs on wing pylons.
On the
Formations
wings.
of B-52s wrought havoc in Vietnam with massed raids. The B-52 has a unique arrangement of 8 engines and 4 pods. All attempts to replace these with 4 new engines have been rejected, and a forthcoming upgrade will retain the 8-engine configuration. The B-52 is still going strong with no sign of giving up, and some predict it will keep flying for 100 years. Four, McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle.
This one looks like an eagle, actually.
Introduced in 1976, the F-15 was meant to be an unbeatable air superiority fighter, and it delivered. Its record in combat of over 100 kills with no losses is unrivaled. The twin-engined Eagle combines agility with speed, reaching Mach 2.5 at high altitude. It's equally capable of losing long-range AMRAAM missiles guided by its powerful AN/APG-63 radar, or mixing it up in dogfights with short-range sidewinders. The F-15's potential for the ground attack was later exploited in the F-15E Strike Eagle variant. This uses the plane's size and power to haul an impressive load of precision bombs. The basic design has proven so strong that even 40 years on, the Eagle continues to be effective, with the F-15 SE Silent Eagle stealth variant and the F-15X Advanced Eagle threatening to undercut the advantages of more modern aircraft. 3, Rockwell B-1 Lancer.
Guys, the A-10 Warthog has to be there, right? I mean, it has to be here. Because that would look somehow that I just watched the last video and telling me how great that aircraft is, and you want to tell me that it's not in the top 7 of the US aircrafts. That would be mad, really. That would be mad. So it has to be here. It has to.
More commonly known as the Bone from B-1, the B-1 has battled through a storm of criticism and program cancellations to become a key element of the U.S. Air Force's strategic bomber force. Conceived in 1970 as a Mach 2 high-altitude nuclear bomber to replace the B-58 Hustler and B-52, the B-1 was canceled in 1977 but resurrected in the 80s due to delays in the more advanced B-2 Spirit. The new version was optimized for low-level, under-the-radar incursions at subsonic speeds. The B-1 has a combat radius of 3,000 miles without refueling and carries a phenomenal 125,000 pounds of bombs,
What?
the most of any bomber.
Wow.
After the START agreement of 1995, the B-1's nuclear capability was removed and it was retasked as a purely conventional bomber. Equipped with this sniper targeting pod, the B-1 was able to carry out precision strikes in Iraq, and more recently it acted as an aerial cruise missile carrier in strikes against Syria. Now the AGM-158C long-range anti-ship missile could give the B-1 a new maritime strike role, sinking vessels from outside the range of air defenses. Two, Lockheed C-130
Obviously mentioned it.
Hercules.
Then it has to be here.
Or Herc is still the definitive rugged tactical transport. It is operated from unpaved runways in every theater of operation from Vietnam onwards. The AC-130 gunship version, aka Spooky, mounts an array of weapons including a 105mm howitzer, the biggest gun on any modern aircraft, as well as rapid-firing 40mm and 25mm cannons. In 2017, the C-130 took on an unlikely new role, dropping the outsized Moab, Massive Ordnance Air Blast, or Mother of All Bombs, the largest bomb ever used in action, on an ISIS tunnel complex in Afghanistan. It may be an old plane, but the C-130 is still full of surprises.
Let's see number one.
One. Fairchild Republic A-10
I mean, that would have been
Thunderbird
crazy.
2.
I mean, I would have started a riot. Like, seriously, like, why would such a great plane, such a powerful looking plane, not even be in the top 7? I mean, I would be asking questions. What are the US planning? That would be too much. Okay, yeah, okay.
Better known as the Warthog for its looks, the A-10 is a slow,
Number one. I
low-tech
made number
aircraft
one.
weighed
Good.
down by armor plate and armed with a giant gun. It looks more steampunk than 21st century, but the A-10 is a battle-proven veteran that's won the hearts of the foot soldiers it supports, if not Air Force generals who have repeatedly tried to retire it. The A-10 was introduced in 1977 as a straightforward tank buster to prevent massed Soviet armored divisions from overrunning Europe. It would survive by staying low, executing brief pop-up attacks, and with built-in protection including a titanium bathtub that encloses the pilot, proof against 23mm anti-aircraft cannon fire. For armament, in addition to a respectable bomb load, the A-10 has the mighty 30mm GAU-8 Avenger, a 7-barrel Gatling gun firing 70 armor-piercing rounds a second. The cannon takes up 1/6 of the A-10's weight. Credited with destroying 987 Iraqi tanks in the 1991 Gulf War and doing more damage to Iraqi ground forces than all other Allied aircraft combined. The A-10 has since been upgraded to deliver smart bombs and remains the close support aircraft par excellence.
Wow. Wow, guys, I was beginning to wonder whether the A-10 Warthog wouldn't be part of that. Guys, I actually thought it wouldn't be part of this top 7. That would have been crazy. That would have been really, really crazy. But it's okay. It's found its place in number 1 spot, which seems accurate. These are ultimate killing machines, guys. Really, it's almost like the US is preparing for something. It's like the US is preparing for something, and I fully understand, because at the end of the day, in this world that we are, there's always a room for danger in our lives. So there's nothing better than preparing yourself to the optimal level, to the most optimal level possible for any potential danger. So the US can do what they have to do to protect their freedom and their country. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, please let the algorithm know by hitting that like button. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.